In this video, we're going to be finding out what's happening with Shade Protocol. Well, what is Shade Protocol? Shade Protocol is a privacy-preserving DeFi application built on the secret network, part of the Cosmos ecosystem, and they have some really exciting stuff coming up.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams.
Using Wi-Fi without NordVPN could mean sharing your private stuff with more people than you think. NordVPN. Online security starts with a click.
Hey Logan, thank you so much for making yourself available. Now, before I give you a chance to introduce yourself and talk about Shade, I want to remind everybody, please come and subscribe to me at bit.ly crypto-rich-odyssey, bit.ly crypto-rich-odyssey. I post loads of videos there that don't see the light of day on YouTube, and I want to build my channel on Odyssey because it's censorship resistant, unlike YouTube. Please also follow me on Twitter, crypto-rich-yt, and Twitter is kind of censorship resistant. And the conversations there, oh my God, they're so spicy. And also,
Twitter's a fun place.
It is a fun place. And you know what I found out the other day? Because I was like, okay, it's still private, it's still centralized. And, you know, Twitter get to say, and Elon Musk get to say who's going to be on there or not. But I was kind of relieved and pleased to see that David Icke is now on Twitter. Now, if you're willing to have David Icke on your platform, on your centralized platform, I think that says something about the censorship policy at Twitter, the lack of censorship,
for sure.
Appropriate censorship. Okay, and also join my official Telegram announcements channel where I post all the videos that I publish. Okay, great. Logan, thank you so much. You are one of the partnership manager at Shade. Yep.
Correct. I'm the head of partnerships at Shade Protocol. Yep.
Okay. Do you want to say what Shade Protocol is, its origins, and what makes it so special? And then I know this is the third of 3 videos we've done with you very recently. There was one we did about Shade Protocol and Komodo's Atomic Dex decentralized exchange. So go and watch that if you haven't already. And also where Shade Protocol met Pirate Chain. So go and watch that if you haven't watched that already. Okay, so tell us about Shade.
100%. Yeah, thanks for having me on. So Shade Protocol is an array of DeFi applications all built on the secret network. And we're really operating on the thesis that privacy is going to be a necessary aspect for DeFi to function in the future. And just for individual users, privacy is a human right. So we believe that transfers into your finances, even when it's on chain. So secret network allows us to leverage privacy preserving smart contracts. And since we're built on top of them, that means our swaps, our exchange, our stablecoin, Shade, bonds, all of the applications that we build on secret network in Shade Protocol ecosystem leverage the same privacy preserving features there.
Okay, and it isn't just, yes, privacy is a human right, and there is value in having a decentralized privacy ecosystem for individuals, but also for commercial enterprises. You know, like a particular investment fund may not want its competitors to know how much money it's making and losing and where it's investing, all that stuff. But for auditing purposes, Shade Protocol has a feature that allows transaction history to be made visible, which is
100%.
Yeah, which is important and useful because you don't want to be a commercial venture and transacting in Pirate Chain all the time. That'll be an auditing and accounting nightmare.
It would. Yeah, we definitely believe that for legal compliance on one side for an individual, as well as for larger entities, traditional finance firms and stuff like that, it'll be a necessity to have auditable privacy. And there's contexts where that full 100% forced privacy is very useful, and situations where to have everything preserved on chain and be able to go back and look at past transaction is useful. So again, there's space for both.
Yes, and I just thought of something. We didn't mention this in the Pirate Chain video that we did, where Shade met Pirate Chain. But you know, I know my address in Pirate Chain. If I put it into the Pirate Chain blockchain explorer, I get no history. It's like there's no data to analyze, which is useless for auditing purposes, but it's great for freedom and liberty.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So look, the last time I did any videos with Shade was I did 3 with Carter back in October last year, and we talked about, well, we gave an overview of Shade and stuff. So I invite people to go and watch those videos. to get an idea of Shade and how it works and stuff. But this one really is an update because there is some rather exciting stuff. You saying is that coming up? Really?
There is, yeah. We've got some really big things coming up, and honestly, if it's been a year, there's some changes even to what we had before with mechanisms around Silk and everything. But coming up in the next couple of months, we've got testnet for ShadeSwap going live in the next week here. So users will be able to go onto an incentivized testnet, play around with the application, search for bugs, just see it in its first initial stage as we're waiting for it to go live on mainnet in the next few weeks following that.
Okay.
And then within the next month.
Sometime in March, I assume, because we're recording this in the middle of February.
Live on mainnet will be sometime in March.
Right. And the testnet will be live in a week's time.
Mid-February. Yep. So probably right towards the end.
Right. Okay. And then incentivize so people can earn rewards for checking.
Correct. Yeah. So if you head to the testnet, check it out, play around, and you find bugs, you report bugs, anything that's of quality, we incentivize that. So you'll be able to go on, submit bug findings, and hopefully get some shade in return as a thank you.
Okay, that's good. All right. So you got the incentivized testnet, and then the mainnet launching. You said in March.
We're looking at March timeline. Yep. And then we've got the lending protocol and Silk, our flagship stablecoin, that is officially going out, closely following Swap as well. So we're very excited for all three of those.
Okay, so ShadeSwap is a decentralized AMM, automated market maker, like SecretSwap, like Osmosis DEX, like PancakeSwap, right? So people transact with the smart contract, buy and sell other assets on ShadeSwap. But what's the loan protocol? How's that going to work?
Yeah, so happy to jump over to the loan. Remind me to get back to ShadeSwap, since we do have some really exciting updates on the curve mathematics, where we actually base ShadeSwap off of curve more closely. But on the loan side of things, you'll be able to do two main things. You'll be able to take out loans, putting up collateral for other tokens, but primarily you'll be able to go to the loan application, put up collateral, and mint out Silk, our stablecoin. Silk is pegged to a basket of global currencies, so it's launching with a value peg of around $1.05 USD, but that it kind of pushes it towards this globally decentralized fiat currency agnostic token that holds a stable value, and that'll be an over collateralized mechanism that we're using to mint that out.
Okay, and there's no risk like there was with Luna Classic, or how have you addressed that possible risk?
Yeah, so over a year ago now, when we initially proposed the vision of Silk, it was similar to a Terra Luna model where there was a mint and burn mechanism that allowed the stablecoin to maintain its stability. At this point, we've seen that algorithmic stablecoins have huge risks tied to them. So there's always options in the future that some sort of partially algorithmic stablecoin could be a thing. But at this point for Silk launch, we really want to ensure the safety and security of the token. So it's going to be an over collateralized model similar to Maker, where you put up, say, $100, $150 worth of a collateral and you get $100 worth of Silk in exchange. And then that's tied to a liquidation mechanism that will, if your price point for your collateral goes down too much, will liquidate automatically.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Now you said, so that's the loan protocol, and you said come back to you about ShadeSwap, because ShadeSwap uses Curve. Now I've seen Curve. I don't know how Curve works, and please keep it simple. So what makes
for sure
the two work together?
Well, I'm not technical either. I'm on the business side, so I'll simplify it as much as I can. But basically, Curve, one of their largest iterations on the traditional AMM model, was providing new mathematics that allowed control over the flatness of the curve for slippage. So essentially, if you've got the curve with its tail ends and it meets in the middle, there's a flat portion in the middle of the curve that is the optimal trading range, where slippage is minimal. But if you get too far out of that and you're trading too large of volume, slippage jacks up to disincentivize trades of that size. And the user ends up at that point losing a lot of money if they're doing large trades that are outside of that middle ground range. But Curve allowed you to adjust how wide the flat portion in the middle was. So it added control for users to adjust where the slippage on the curve was and where that optimal position was, which was great. What we wanted to do is iterate on that math. So in addition to being able to control the flat part of the curve in the middle, you also have asymmetric control over the tail ends. which initially we developed the mathematics. We brought some people on the team to begin researching this. And we were thinking along the lines of Silk and how that would be useful for, say, protecting Silk's peg. If you push the slippage on one end, you can actually protect the asset on the other end. So that was the initial thought there. But we realized as we started making partnerships in the Cosmos ecosystem that the asymmetric tail control is actually super, super efficient for derivatives, because more or less the derivative order flow goes one direction, and that's people going from the staking derivative back to the underlying L1 token. And that's generally the main order flow for staking derivatives. So what we're able to do, instead of the curve looking something like this, we're able to move down the slippage on one side, concentrate liquidity under one far side of the curve, and then all of a sudden you have crazy, crazy high liquidity concentration on one end of the curve that incentivizes the direction of the order flow for whatever token that we have on this particular swap.
Okay.
And that allows a super efficient staking derivative curve.
Okay, and what's the benefit? What would I experience if I was using the ShadeSwap AMA?
Yeah, so the benefit there, that's a great question. The benefit there is it's going to be a very highly efficient curve. So some of our modeling has shown that with $100,000 of liquidity in a pool, if you do a $10,000 trade, you can incur a 0.3% slippage rate, which is off the charts more efficient than anything else that we've seen in the space. So trading 10% of the entire liquidity pool at 0.3% slippage is unbelievably low rates, and really just makes it super efficient economically for the individuals that are using these pools.
Because then they're not losing out on large slippage, because that's an additional cost. It's a fee,
exactly,
right? But that is likely to draw more revenue, more liquidity into those pools.
Exactly. So the deeper the liquidity gets, the even lower the slippage rates goes. So we're talking being able to do extremely large trades on, say, a pool with $1 million in it, doing tens of thousands of dollars worth of swapping for cents worth of slippage. So that really allows us to be one of the most efficient DEXs that's been built in the space at this point. I think possibly Uniswap V3 has got some competition there that are super great DEX as well. But as far as a derivative and stablecoin focused DEX, we're one of the most efficient that's been developed up to this point.
Yep. And then I think what you would have over Uniswap is tiny, tiny transaction fees compared to the ETH fees on Uniswap.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Gas fees on Secret Network are very cheap.
Very, very cheap, right? Okay. And much faster transaction times as well than on ETH. Okay.
And privacy.
And privacy. Very good. Very good. Okay. So what else is coming up?
Those are the three main things coming up: ShadeSwap, the stablecoin, and the lending protocol. We're super excited for Swap, again, coming within the next few weeks here, but we've got some great partnerships there. We're partnering with Stride. We're in conversations with Quicksilver and Persistence One on the derivatives side, and then Agoric, Comdex, Kujira, we're all talking with for the stablecoin side of things as well. So we're really hoping to launch with a lot of great partnerships here on ShadeSwap, as well as some great liquidity. But that's the most exciting thing that I've got for you there. And again, the stablecoin model is probably pretty different than we talked to you about around a year ago now.
Yeah. And Shade was airdropped to secret Atom and Osmo holders, which is how come I got some Shade. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, this is good. And then also the website's beautiful. It's just a beautiful, beautiful website. And
thank you.
There's 3 airdrops. We've had the first one to Atom, Osmo, and secret holders. And then there's a second one with bonds. So if anybody, because I didn't know about that one really. So do you want to let people know and then tell us when the third airdrop is going to be?
For sure. Yeah. So the first, it's all really one airdrop, but it's broken into 3 parts. So if you received the first airdrop, you're eligible for the parts 2 and 3 as well. But you can head out into our website, app.shadeprotocol.io, and you'll be able to go to the airdrop section on the application sidebar, and it'll show you whether or not you're eligible for any of the airdrops there. And if you are, you can walk through each of the steps to claim the first 2. And the second one is claimable through bonds. You interact with our bonds application, and then that unlocks that portion of the airdrop. And then the third one we're targeting very shortly after the launch of Silk.
And when is Silk launching?
Silk should be launching within the next couple of months here too. We're hoping for March.
Right. Okay. So Silk could launch after ShadeSwap has launched, or will it be at the same time?
Silk and the lending protocol will be launching in short order after ShadeSwap. We're fixing a few minor bugs that we found here on ShadeSwap after we did our first round of testnet testing with some of our core community. And once that happens, again, we're looking at about a week here before we get to the public testnet launch and the incentivized testnet for the whole community.
Great. Okay. Well, I look forward to that. And is there anything else you want to let us know?
Nothing else on the product side. I would say if you're interested in getting in contact with us or interested in the protocol, hit us with a follow at Shade Protocol on Twitter. If you're interested in partnering and you're another team looking for a collaboration, hit me up on Twitter as well at Fisco. I'd love to talk. Great.
Okay. And also, I'll have the links to the Telegram and the rest of the website in the description below. And invite you to go and check out the 2 other videos I just recorded recently with Logan on Pirate Chain and Atomic Dex, plus my previous videos with Carter last autumn about Shade. And I will be covering this project again. I'm very excited about this. And if you have any comments, questions, let me know in the description below. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with Shade profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Logan signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
I invested £25,000. Today, that investment is worth £5 million.
Say hello to our hero, the Hydrogen Energy Release Optimizer. Limitless power, zero emissions.